Eager to just get started?
Yeah, we're excited for the season. First game tomorrow. We've had a great preseason. Played a preseason game against the top 15 team in the country, Villanova. We had a nice close scrimmage. And we also had a foreign tour in August. So we've been playing against each other for a long time. We're excited to play against somebody else where it means one for real now. Record counts.
How much do you feel you've learned about this group through that process?
We've learned a lot about our players. They're tough young men, mentally and physically. We have some experience with returning veterans. We also have 5 freshmen. So I thought it was important to play that Villanova game to give them some opportunity to what it feels like to be in a college basketball game, and they did a great job. So we're proud of them so far, but now the lights turn on for real, and we have to go produce.
Do you know what you're starting 5 for tomorrow night?
We're still determining that. We've had a lot of depth this year, so we could start all 11 guys and not miss a beat. I think it's very unusual to have 11 good players in your team that don't have a lot of separation. So we'll probably figure that out tonight as a staff and then let the players know tomorrow morning.
Obviously, the expectations for the freshman class are pretty high. What are your expectations for them personally?
Well, to help our team win games, and they've done a great job in the classroom, off the court. They work hard. They don't miss anything. They're never late. They just carry themselves as young professionals, and that's all the attributes that usually set up for success. And so on the court, we just expect them to go compete, play as hard as they can, be good teammates, and whatever happens, happens.
There's been so much hype and build up for this class. What was the point in that process when you knew you had a special group? Whether it was a certain commitment or just a turning point in that process where you said, this is going to be an elite class?
Well, I think we got to know them through the recruiting process. We knew who they were as people before. Sometimes it's hard to judge if you don't recruit players that long, but you've known Onyeka since he was in 9th grade, and Isaiah after his 9th grade season. Ethan Anderson was the quickest guy we recruited, but we had followed him his career through Fairfax High School because he stayed 4 years there. Kyle we've known for a few years, 3 years, and then Max, the same thing. So we had a good feel for them as people, how hard they worked, the types of programs they came from. They were all winners in high school. They all worked hard, and so we thought that bringing them in together would be a great addition to our program and really complement what we have, because we have 4 returnees that are all very good basketball players and really hungry to get going. So we do have a great freshman class. We have 2 grad transfers, but the 4 returnees are equally as important. And I think early on in the season we're going to need to rely on those veterans more so than the freshman class.
Isaiah was saying that they had a special chemistry among that freshman group. Have you noticed that too, that they even just off the court and plus that's kind of leaks onto the court too?
Well, I think they have great chemistry among the 5 of them, but also among our team.
Sure.
We went to Europe in August, which we're allowed to do once every 4 years, and it was great to see them interact, get to know each other as people as well as players. We played 3 games overseas, and so it was a lot of fun for our staff and our families to interact with each other, get to know each other more on a personal level. So it's very, very valuable when you're allowed to do that.
With the game tomorrow night, how familiar are you with Coach McCollum? Have you coached against him before?
Yes, he's been an exceptional coach for many years. In fact, he was at Oregon on Dana Altman's staff.
That's right. Thank
in the last few years before he got the FAMU head job. So I've known Coach a long time. He does a great job, and I know they'll be prepared and play very hard tomorrow.
Just to follow up on the recruiting class, was there a keystone commitment that where you got this guy, you knew the rest of the pieces were going to fall into place after him?
No, very rarely does that happen. Each player makes their own decision, what's best for them. So you don't get those package deals or guys following each other. At least we haven't. So we recruit each individual player on their own merits and develop our own relationship with them. So I think they all felt comfortable. They had an opportunity here. It's a great university, and we have a program that they thought that they could help take to the next level.
Sure. How deep are you expecting the rotation to go? Generally, do you have a feel for that?
Probably play all 11 players tomorrow. We expect each guy that goes in the game to play as hard as they can, and I know there'll be some variations of minutes because we are so deep at numerous positions. But everyone deserves an opportunity, and at the same time, you'll see probably some variations in minutes as we go through this early part of the season.
All the new aspects of this team, is it just a matter of those guys have to figure things out over the course of this next month or so before you will really know the potential of this team, just given how many new people, how many freshmen there are?
Yeah, I think we're still developing an identity. We know what we're trying to do, but we have to see who we can rely upon in crucial situations. I thought the Villanova game was a great start of that because we saw a very competitive 40-minute basketball game by both teams. A lot of good players, a lot of size, athleticism, and toughness on the court. And I was very impressed with our whole team and how we responded defensively on the rebounding in the second half. And so that was a start of what you're talking about, who we can count on. And right now, the rotation will develop itself, I think, over the next 4 or 5 games.
What do you want the identity of this team to be?
Well, defensively, you have to play with some toughness, and like we did in the second half, we'll do a lot of switching. We'll do a lot of, because we have interchangeable parts, we have to be able to guard multiple positions, and we have to get deflections and steals and block some shots so we can get out and run. And then offensively, it's the same concepts where we're going to play fast. We can only do that if we play good defense, and then we want to share the basketball. We led the league in assists the last couple of years, try to share the ball and take great shots.
Is this as versatile or interchangeable of a team as you've had since you've been here?
Yes, it is. This is our deepest team and most interchangeable. We've had some great teams since we've been here with J. Mack and Shemezi and Anthony Melton and Benny and Elijah Stewart. Those guys are what great players, and they won a lot of games. But they were less interchangeable. They did their own thing, and they did it at a very, very high level, and that's why 3 of them are in the NBA right now. So this is more of an interchangeable parts team where guys can play multiple positions and play them well.
How much rotation do you see at the point?
At the what?
At point guard?
Well, we have 2 true point guards and 3 guys that we could put, really 4 guys we put at that position. Elijah Weaver, Kyle Sturban, and Ethan Anderson are really true point guards, but Elijah's so big he can play off the ball, and we'll probably play off the ball a lot this year because he's so fast and his strength is really to attack the rim. So the 2 freshmen are really true points that are exceptional with their decision making at an early age, and we expect both of them to have to carry us at times this year because the point guard play is so important.
We know the goal is to play defense and get up and down, go fast. Are you confident with the half-court game?
Well, the half-court game, as you saw in the Villanova game, we scored 45 points in the second half, and mainly was in half-court. We got some transition with some steals and some long rebounds, but you have to be able to execute. You have to be able to throw the ball in the low post. You have to be able to score in the low post, and you have to be able to make some threes. And so we have to execute our half-court sets. We know that, but 50% of the game's probably in transition or regular motion, and you just have to play basketball. And that's why it's so important to have some kind of chemistry on the offensive end and share the basketball.
Okay.
Good?
Okay.